Also, the controversial bathroom bill making its way to the Texas Senate floor. What happened in Austin and how West Texans feel about it. And the retail trend tied to the 2016 presidential election. Why more people are packing heat. Then, a surge of new homeless people in Odessa looking for a hand up. We'll explain why warmth and food aren't the only things they're wanting. Good morning and welcome into Good Day. I'm Rebecca Jeffrey. Thanks for joining us this morning. Today is Friday, January 6th, 2017. We begin this morning with Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick unveiling a controversial bill Thursday. The state's version of a so-called bathroom bill, some say targets transgender Texans, was filed in the state Senate yesterday. But Patrick's filing announcement was interrupted. Our Rachel Glaser explains what happened when opponents showed up to protest the bill.
You can mark today as the day that Texas is drawing a line in the sand and saying no. The privacy and safety of Texans is our first priority, not political correctness.
Known as the Texas Privacy Act, Senate Bill 6 requires transgender people use bathrooms in government buildings, public schools, and universities based on their biological sex.
It protects children in public school and everyone who uses a public restroom.
The bill prohibits city and county governments from passing local non-discrimination laws to allow transgender Texans to use the bathroom that matches their gender identity.
And no government will tell business what their bathroom policy will.
Backlash over a so-called bathroom bill began in the middle of the filing announcement.
Ask a parent if they approve of allowing boys to shower in their daughter's locker room.
Protesters formed a wall outside the state Senate to call on Texas lawmakers to toss the bill the same day it was introduced.
Transgender girl is a girl and a transgender boy is a boy.
North Carolina passed a similar law in 2016, and the state lost several big events, like the NBA All-Star Game.
The reality is that any legislation that would seek to target any group of people for discrimination, I would contend is morally bankrupt and wrong.
Patrick dismissed concerns about how the bill could impact the state's economy.
We know it's going to be a tough fight, but we know we're on the right side of the issue. We're on the right side of history.
Rachel Glaser, Local 2 News.
Rachel, thank you. Now this story grabbing a lot of attention on our Facebook page. Colleen commenting, more bigotry towards transgenders. Way to go, Austin. Mary replying, if you have man parts, you belong in the men's restroom. If you have women parts, you belong in the women's restroom. How simple is that? And Jeremy saying, it's common sense. Grown men shouldn't be in the bathroom with little girls.
Now, your weather on the twos.
And if you have an opinion on this story, be sure to check out our Facebook page, Local2News-KMID. Share your opinion there. But for now, my opinion on this forecast, it's cold. Let's get a check on it with Chase. Chase.
Yeah, not too many mixed opinions on this forecast. It's just really cold out there. I don't have to tell you that. If you head out the door this morning already, then you'd know it's very, very chilly. We've actually got a small chance for some flurries, mostly for our northern counties. You can see some of that snow activity in Albuquerque still slowly shifting south. We might see a little bit of flurries in northern Lee County. I don't think it'll make it to the central basin, so mostly the northern basin should be concerned with that, if at all. But our health index is looking pretty good. Trees still at moderate levels, grasses, molds, and weeds all at low levels. Check out your Texan Allergy and Sinus Center online for more information on that. And, well, we dropped 29 degrees over this time yesterday in Odessa, Midland, 30 in Pecos. But we've got a pretty good warm-up coming early next week. I'll have those details coming up. But first, I'll turn it back to you, Rebecca.
Chase, thank you. Moving to your crime watch now, Midland police on the hunt for a man this morning after they say he robbed a Kent Quick in the Tall City. We're told the man you see here walked into the convenience store over on North Big Spring Street back on December 14th. He was wearing a green hoodie and khaki pants along with a black ski mask. He then pointed a black and pink gun at the clerk, demanding cash. Officials asking anyone with information in this case to call Midland Crime Stoppers. Meanwhile, 4 teens arrested Thursday in connection to a recent rash of armed robberies. Odessa police say the robberies began near the end of the year and continued into this month. According to the release, they helped each other during these robberies. All 4 face felony organized criminal activity charges.
So as you know, all 3 of these robberies involved young male subjects that went into the stores and basically robbed the clerks at gunpoint, placing them in fear for their lives, and also fleeing the scene each time with undisclosed cash.
OPD also says more arrests and charges could be coming, as this is still an ongoing investigation. And it's an Old West encounter at the Lubbock Sheriff's Office after taking down a thief trying to escape on horseback. This is video from Freddie Garcia the moment deputies caught up with the thief. Told Monday afternoon, deputies got a call about a stolen horse. The next day, deputies found the horse and 18-year-old Jalon Sapp riding before leading them on a chase. Sapp now facing charges of livestock theft and evading arrest.
It's not something that happens every day in Lubbock, you know, like somebody steals a horse and rides it for joy, you know, a little joyride and gets caught. You know, most of the time you hear stolen cars. This is a stolen horse. So.
Well, the sheriff's office says this isn't even the first time Sapp has been involved with a livestock-related crime. The DA's office has another case against Sapp for theft of yet another horse. Meanwhile, over in Terrell County, a new sheriff has big plans to fight the drug problem in his part of West Texas. Just 5 days into office, Sheriff Keith Hughes sat down for an exclusive interview with Local 2 to discuss his plans for the future. He says one crime filling his jail is the problem of meth in the city of Sanderson. He says although marijuana has always been a problem, in recent years this lethal drug has kept the sheriff's office very busy.
You get somebody bringing a couple ounces of meth back into Sanderson's a bigger problem than the dope going north. I'm not condoning that in any way, and we are going to battle that as well. You know, I take offense to these cartels.
Now, one way he plans to fight the battle against drugs is focusing on the school system to stop the problem before it starts or grows. Sheriff Hughes also wants to focus on being more involved in the community. For more of this full interview, visit our website, yourbasin.com. Happening across the Lone Star State, U.S. border officials in Presidio confirming the port of entry is open despite protests in Mexico. The city says they're ready to assist travelers and anyone else affected by these closures or delays in the Presidio-Ojinaga International Bridge. Protests over gas prices have been taking place here for several days.
The Presidio Port of Entry is a 24-hour operation. We don't close. I mean, there can be an occasional disruption in the flow of traffic, but we are open. Our people are there.
Mayor says although there's no way to know if protests will spark back up again today, U.S. Customs and Border Protection are prepared either way. Meanwhile, 2016 setting a new high for FBI background checks on guns. Local 2's Tyler Wessner spoke with an Odessa gun store owner who says the record number could be tied back to the 2016 presidential race.
According to newly released FBI data, a record number of guns like these were sold in 2016, something Brush Mountain Outfitters owner Chester Bassell says could be linked back to the recent presidential race.
I'm sure the presidential election had a lot to do with it because Democrats, they were promoting gun control, and I guess some people were running scared if a Democrat got elected, they were going to be harder to get.
The FBI uses background checks as an indicator of the number of gun sales. In 2016, they initiated 27.5 million background checks, the most since they started recording the data in 1998. And FBI spokesperson Andrea Simmons with the Midland Agency says there could actually be more guns sold than the number of background checks.
It's not a one-to-one comparison. One purchaser could purchase 1 gun, 2 guns, 5 guns.
Bassell says 2016 was an up and down year for his store when it came to gun sales, ebbing and flowing as the price of oil fluctuated.
When oil prices are up, well, you know, people are working a lot of hours and everybody has a job. People buy guns with play money, and if they're working a lot of hours, they have a little bit more play money.
During the high points of his 2016 gun sales, Bassell says another reason for the spike, people worried about their safety.
Crime is getting plumb out of hand. I think, you know, Odessa had the notoriety of being, the #1 crime in town in the United States here a while back, and so a lot of people are running scared.
Tyler Wessner, Local 2 News.
Tyler, thanks. Another trend Bassell saw, more women bought guns in 2016 from his store than ever before, many purchasing smaller weapons to pack in their purses. Happening in Odessa, the Red Cross looking for volunteers as they team up with Odessa Fire and Rescue to provide free smoke alarms. Told the group is installing the detectors on the 14th as part of a nationwide campaign leading up to MLK Day. Volunteers will go to neighborhoods at high risk for fires in the city. Morning and evening shifts are available. To put your name on the volunteer list, call the number up on your screen. And Jesus House of Odessa seeing double the number of homeless visiting their church during meal hours. But the reason for this increase might not be what you think. Local 2's Ryan Martin shows us how the job market could be encouraging a homeless migration to the basin.
Jesus House of Odessa seeing double the number of faces at their church. But Pastor Donnie Kiker believes it's not for the reasons you might think.
Normally they wouldn't even think about a job, but they're talking jobs, so that's very promising for us.
Kiker thinks homeless people are migrating to the area in search for work. Willie Taylor with Permian Basin Workforce Solutions says that theory could be accurate.
You know, we do see that, the oil and gas industry and some of the companies and the projections here, the Permian Basin is the place to be when we're talking about the job market.
Taylor adding there's a wide variety of opportunity for anyone trying to get back into the workforce.
Service industry, definitely. But if you're an automotive technician, diesel technician, good skill sets, you can go into a good job market.
In the past, Taylor says when homeless people do come to the area, usually work isn't at the top of their to-do list.
We do have a homeless population that's coming in here, but the job market is not on the top of that list. What they're looking for is a place to live. They're looking for food.
But Kiker optimistic about the change in the conversation and looks forward to helping more people get back on their feet. Ryan Martin, Local 2 News.
Ryan, thanks. Staying in Odessa, today's the day you can start your morning off with Rosa's Cafe. Starting this morning, the chain offering breakfast over at its Fadri Road location. You can now enjoy a variety of breakfast tacos starting at 6:30 until 10 in the morning. Company officials say they hope all locations will implement the new menu in the next several weeks. But coming up in the next half hour, join us live as Local 2's Lupe Sabanta out on location testing out these new tacos for us.
Now, your weather on the twos.
He has a hard assignment this morning.
Yeah, putting those tacos through a whole trial of tests. Crunch test, taste test, stress test, and who knows what else.
Warmth test is what we really need today.
That's what we need to know,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, whatever you need, it needs to be hot this morning.
Yeah, hopefully Lupe's got a big giant jacket on, a couple of scarves, because it's that cold. You need 5 or 6 scarves out there. We got a little bit of snow going on. You can see on the panhandle of Texas. It's slowly shifting south, maybe northern Lee County. We'll see some light flurries. Honestly, our viewing area is just a little bit too dry to support any kind of snow, but it will fall in the northern basin if it does fall at all. So if you find yourself in any snowy conditions, please use caution driving. Wind speeds are pretty moderate, 13 miles an hour in Odessa Midland, 8 in Big Spring, but 39 in Guadalupe Pass. That's going to give us a heck of a wind chill factor. It feels like 2 degrees out there in Odessa Midland. It feels like minus 11 in Guadalupe Pass as you head out the door this morning. Very cold temperatures, but we've got a warm-up coming, and I'll have the details on that in your full forecast coming up after the break. We'll be back in 2.
It's back! The best deal ever from Cable One. For a limited time, $25 gets you 100 megs. Really, $25? That's half price on high-speed internet. We've never offered you so much for so little. So call Cable One at 855-808-2737. 100 megs means reliable Wi-Fi and the best streaming on all your devices, all for just $25. But this half-price deal ends soon. So call and switch today. Cable One, the face of fast.
$1 over invoice. $1 over invoice on every 2016 Kelly Grimsley Honda in stock. Attention Permian Basin. This is a limited time offer from Kelly Grimsley Honda. Take immediate delivery of any new 2016 Kelly Grimsley Honda and you'll pay $1 over invoice. And with every purchase, you receive free lifetime oil changes and state inspections. Call 33 Honda now. Click KellyGrimsleyHonda.com. $1 over invoice. Exclusively at Kelly Grimsley Honda on JBS Parkway.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Now, your Local 2 Weather Authority forecast.
Well, good morning, meteorologist Chase Menendez here. We've got some clouds mostly off to our north and pretty clear down to the south, but some of those clouds bring in a little bit of snowfall, actually, and some of parts of northern Lee County might see a couple of light flurries. You can see that snowfall transitioning slowly to the south as the hours go on. I don't think that the central basin has a chance for that, but the northern basin, very, very small chance for some light flurries. Now, across the country, you can look at that snow activity pushing all the way to the east, a little bit more south in the Midwest, kind of infiltrating the panhandle of Texas out there, but it's pretty cold out there. I don't have to tell you that. That Arctic air has been sticking around. It's been pushing south. Some of the northern cities actually warming up a little bit. Recall that Billings was at in the negative degree range earlier this week. Now they're above zero at 5 degrees. Bismarck just changed to -2. So they're actually a little bit warmer than yesterday, but Odessa Midland at 16 degrees. We've dropped quite a bit over this time yesterday. 16 degrees in Odessa Midland and Big Spring, 17 in Wink and Fort Stockton, 19 in Pecos. That's a drop of over 20 degrees over this time yesterday. Odessa Midland seeing almost 30 degrees down over this time yesterday. Guadalupe Pass hitting 37 degrees lower than this time yesterday. It's very, very cold out there. Dew Point's also taking a hit. We're at 5 degrees right now in Odessa Midland, 7 in Big Spring. Recall that these are in the single digits while our temperatures are in the teens. And so that's why I don't really see a whole lot of snow chance in the forecast, because we're just a little bit too dry. When those numbers match up closer, maybe we'll have a chance for some flurries. But right now, let's talk about wind speeds. 13 miles an hour in Odessa Midland, 8 miles an hour in Big Spring, 39 in Guadalupe Pass means we got a lot of a wind chill going on. It's going to feel like 2 degrees in Odessa Midland. It feels like -11 in the Guadalupe Pass as you head out the door this morning. That's just very, very cold. Now, those winds are out of the northeast because the air up there is a lot colder. It's going to bring a lot of those colder temperatures our way. Now, all that's driven by this high pressure. We've still got this low pressure sticking around, kind of shoving back on that cold front one last time before it begins to dissipate. That cold front making its way south, allowing some of that really, really cold air to make its way in. Now, this high pressure behind me is actually moving off to the east, and as it does so, it's going to change flow and actually bring some of this warmer Gulf air into our Permian Basin for early next week. And that's what's going to cause a warm-up. But until we get there, today is going to be very, very cold. We're going to warm up just a little bit from 19 to 25 by this afternoon. That's actually going to be our high temperature, 24 dropping off after that as the sun goes down. But we've still got a high range of temperatures across the viewing area today. Not as high as yesterday, but the northern basin ranging from about 24 to 28. The central basin looking pretty uniform as well, about 25 to 31 with 32 over there in the central. Trans-Pecos ranging from 30 in Red Bluff to 40 in Dryden, but mountains going to range from 28 in Pine Springs to 66 in Presidio. So if you're trying to escape those cold temperatures, head south, get close to the border. Presidio looking pretty warm. For the rest of us, temperatures going to be in the 20s for highs, lows in the 15s, for tonight, and then we're going to warm up early next week, 67, 72. It's going to be warm.
Yeah.
So just hold on until we get there.
Oh, hold on to your jacket, your blankets, your boots, your gloves, whatever it may be.
Yep, or whoever's close to you. It's National Cuddle Day.
It is.
I learned that earlier.
And that'll help keep you warm as
That's
well.
True.
Look, so many options
There you go.
this morning. Chase, thank you for that.
Thank you.
But we got to talk a little sports. Maybe this will warm us up.
Yeah.
One Dallas Cowboy is gone again for another year. Plus, UTPB basketball got back to work Thursday. Local 2's Peter Terpstra has your look at sports.
All of that holiday ham turning into holiday hoops. The extra weight worked off by now, so we hope the UTPB Falcon basketball team is back to basketball after the break on Thursday. Both teams on the road in Lawton, Oklahoma. The men up first with some high-quality video here. Falcons continuing Lone Star Conference play, taking on Cameron. UTPB was down by 7 early on in this one, but this fella got hot. James McPherson is throwing rocks into an ocean. Later in the first, after he cut the lead to 3, he ties it up at 19, seeking a second triple. Why not let him just shoot away, right? McPherson led the Falcons in scoring in the first half with those 9 points. Deshaun Francis had 7 in that first half. This one was close until the very end, but Cameron University would pull away. UTPB loses its second conference game of the season, 81-76. Now for the Falcon women, same place. Same live stream, slightly lower quality. The women actually had a lead in the second quarter, but they were outscored heavily by the Aggies in the second half. The women turned the ball over 21 times compared to just 11 for Cameron. The Lady Falcons also lose Thursday 84-62. The Cowboys will either play the Lions, Packers, or Giants in the divisional round. Here's your Randy Gregory news update again, and it is not good. The league suspended him for 1 year after his latest violation of the substance abuse policy on Thursday. He spent the first 14 games of the season with the same problem. He will have to sit again and then apply for reimbursement on November 6th, 2017. Some news Thursday for the Miami Dolphins. The team will start Matt Moore at quarterback against the Steelers in the wild card round. The team announces Big Spring native Ryan Tannehill is not medically cleared to play after injuring his knee on December 11th. He has an ACL and an MCL sprain in that right knee. More NFL news. The Houston Texans will play the Raiders Saturday at 3:30 in the wild card round of the playoffs, televised right here on Local 2. So you know where to watch. Quarterback Derek Carr out with a broken leg. Backup Matt McGloin, he's also injured. So that leaves third-stringer rookie Connor Cook out of Michigan State. Blitz the house.
Of course, they're going to get him to be able to play a full game as a great quarterback, no doubt, of course. But he's still a rookie, and so he hasn't had much experience as the other quarterbacks have had. And so, honestly, we've got to be able to take advantage of that fact, force him to make some quick throws, force him to make some bad decisions. But essentially, we have to stop the run first, though.
And that's a look at sports. Happy Friday, everybody.
Now, your weather on the twos.
Happy Friday to you too, Pete, and everyone else. All right, let's send it over to meteorologist Chase Menendez with a check on our very chilly, can't even say chilly, it's frigid, our frigid forecast. Chase?
Yeah, I don't even know if frigid is the right word. It's even colder than that, but happy Friday indeed. I hope you make the most of it with these cold temperatures. We've got a small chance for some flurries off to our northern counties. Northern Lee County may see a small amount of that. Some of the northern basin may see about a 10% chance for some of those flurries. I don't think they'll push too far to the south, though. You can see on the satellite and radar they're already transitioning slowly to the south, but the rest of us staying pretty clear. We've got actually pretty clear skies for most of the viewing area. I don't have to tell you it's cold. It's just so cold. I have to bring it up again. But we've got spring-like temperatures coming up next week. Here's a look at some of the temperatures right now. 19 degrees in Odessa, Midland, 24 in Wink. And here's a look at that cold front finally pushing through all the way to south, dropping Presidio down from the 50s to the 30s. And I'll have another look at your 7-day coming up. Back in 2.
She sure looks good.
Check out that rear view.
I like the side profile.
I really like the curves.
Ooh, me too.
The John Deere Compact Utility Tractor. Whatever your needs, South Plains Implements has all your John Deere tractor equipment parts and services.
Suddenlink knows speed is the name of the game. So get our new Triple Play offer with fast, reliable, high-speed internet for $77.99 a month, guaranteed for 2 years when you switch. Suddenlink's high-speed internet is 8 times faster than phone company internet. Chat with friends and family, download your favorites, and binge watch to your heart's content. Need even faster internet? Well, Suddenlink offers speeds up to 1 gig. It practically breaks the sound barrier. Call 844-378-5347 and join the over 1.5 million customers who switched to Suddenlink today. Suddenlink, more power to you.
Attention, attention. Anyone who has credit problems. Kelly Grimsley Auto Group is having a 2-day approve-a-thon. Kelly Grimsley will process more credit approvals in 2 days than ever before. Bad credit, no credit, discharged, bankruptcy, all credit is welcome. Payments as low as $215 a month with no money down on the new 2017 Kia Rio. That's only $14,999 or no money down on the $215 a month for a new Kia. Credit approvals almost instantly. Plus, all trade-ins are welcome, paid off or not. Don't miss the credit approve-a-thon at Kelly Grimsley Auto Group on East State Street in Odessa.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Need a new career? Don't know where to look? The search stops here. Panera Bread is now hiring assistant managers in Midland locations. More career opportunities on yourbasin.com.
Basin trusted, Basin proud. You're watching Local 2 News Good Day in HD.
Welcome back. Time now is 5:55, and here's a look at your community calendar. That's our community calendar. If you have an event to add, call us at 432-563-4421. Email us at news@kmid.tv. Post it on our Facebook page and like us there. That's local2news-KMID. Or let us know on our Twitter page at local2news-KMID. A low-budget adoption video for an Atlanta animal shelter has rocketed to the top of the YouTube charts. I know what you're thinking. You gotta be kidding me. Jeremy Roth has today's. Take a look at this.
Cat lovers, you need to see this right meow. An Atlanta area animal shelter's sublimely cheesy low-budget cat adoption video has gone viral, shooting to #1 on YouTube's trending list.
Come on down to Fur Kids Furry Animal Emporium.
The narrator takes the used car salesman route, touting the premium features of the shelter's kitties.
All of our cats are self-cleaning and 2016 models are compatible with Windows.
The video was apparently improvised and only took 30 minutes to make, and although the cats are the real stars of the show, the Oscar goes to this lady for her wacky inflatable car lot balloon impression. It is perfect. A sticky predicament in Utah had a happy ending after a young boy's backpack got caught on a ski lift at a Sundance resort. The boy was unharmed, but was left dangling from the lift for several minutes.
Good job, bud. Hang in there.
The boy remained calm, and ski patrol sprang into action, quickly cutting him down. The resort says they've now asked guests not to wear backpacks on the lift. Let's wrap it up today with a 1 in a million shot. Buckets Blakes of the famed Harlem Globetrotters climbed to the top of Oakland's Oracle Arena and drained a more than 100-foot shot from the roof. The stunt was to hype the Globetrotters' upcoming Bay Area tour. Nice. Or take a look at this. I'm Jeremy Roth.
That's amazing.
I don't believe it.
You don't?
There's some digital photography tricks.
there?
It
Okay.
has to be. How do you make a shot from 100 feet on top of a building?
I don't know.
The wind blows, you got thermal pockets, you got a whole bunch of stuff to account for.
Yeah, you're right. The thermal
The
pockets.
thermal pockets, those will get you.
Yeah.
That's what messed me up when I played basketball.
The thermal
That's
pockets.
why I couldn't do it. Yeah,
Right.
the thermal pockets.
Me too. Blame the thermal pockets.
Yep. Hashtag 2017, blame the thermal pockets. That's one big giant hashtag.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You know, Brittany
Right.
Griner would have had nothing on me if it weren't for those thermal pockets.
Get rid of the thermal pockets. Take them out of basketball. They have no place there.
No, when I think of thermal, I think of warmth.
Yeah.
It's not something that we have today.
Not today. But
So
later,
could we play basketball today?
Yeah. There's no thermal pockets anywhere today. It's 25 degrees is our high temperature.